What's going on, everyone? Jerry Yap here. Today we got a big pivot from last week's episode when it comes to genres. For episode number 24, we are taking a trip outdoors into the great wide open, as Tom Petty would say. Honestly, I never thought I would play one of these games or anyone in the series. I was looking for a new game to play when I came across the fact that I had Camping Mama Outdoor Adventures for the Nintendo DS. I've never played this series before. I've never played any of the Cooking Mamas or anything like that. This thing was already plugged into my DS, so I was like, you know what? I'll give it a shot. What could it hurt, right? I honestly don't even remember how I ended up with this game. I'm pretty sure it's my sister's. It has to be. There's no way it's either my brother's or mine. I started out playing this game as a in-queue game to play in between Overwatch matches because my queue times are like 6 minutes each match because of Juno. Everyone's playing the new support hero Juno. So I was like, you know what? I'll try this out. I'll play it a little bit here and there, and we'll see how it goes. And I did not expect to end up falling in love with this game, man. It is so just wholesome and brilliant. It really is. So yeah, this week we are talking about Camping Mama Outdoor Adventures for the Nintendo DS, released originally September 13th, 2011. So this is about a 13-year-old game, and it definitely holds up, and it still looks good. It still looks great, actually. Isn't that such a cool thing about like some of the Game Boy Advance games and these older DS games? Like the graphics, the way they design it and the way the graphics look, it just holds up so well. It really stands the test of time because honestly, if you put this out as an indie game today, like if I was scrolling through Steam and I saw this game exactly how it was, graphics-wise and everything, I would just think it was like a cool little cute indie game or whatever. So yeah, being a 13-year-old game, it fucking looks fantastic, man. So I knew about Cooking Mama beforehand. I never knew there was a Camping Mama. I knew there was a couple Cooking Mama games in the series. I have no idea what they are. I've never seen gameplay of them or anything like that. I originally started playing it as a meme just to kind of see what it was like. I had no plans of like finishing this game or playing all the way through it because I wanted to boot up Metroid Prime Hunters for the DS. That's another classic from my childhood that I absolutely love. And that is definitely going to get its own episode. Probably sooner than later, I would say. But yeah, I really did not expect to like Camping Mama this much, man. It's actually like a very solid game. It takes a lot of inspiration from games I love. Like there's some WarioWare in it when it comes to like mini games and stuff. There's a little bit of exploration, kind of like maybe I haven't played it, but it looks like it reminds me of Stardew Valley kind of. I've never played it. I don't really know what that game's all about. I think it's like an adventure farming game. And the levels you play through are kind of like RPG-ish. Not really though. They're not open world levels. They're more linear with like a start and an end. But it reminds me of like the Mario and Luigi games, like Superstar Saga comes to mind, where like you see enemies walking around the open world. You can take damage from them, but there's no combat or anything in the game. Also, running into enemies can trigger mini games. There's also a little bit of Animal Crossing DNA in this game, which I find pretty interesting because you have like a home-based camp, right, that you can set up. You can't exactly set it up exactly how you want it in Animal Crossing. You can like change the furniture, the tables, the flowers, even like the outfits of your parents. So there's like a little bit of Animal Crossing mixed in there as well. I'll explain it more in a little bit. How about you let me walk you through what this game's all about? So basically you open it up, you turn it on, you get to the main menu. There's 4 little boxes you can choose from. One's an options box. One is the challenge box. You can basically go through and replay any mini games here without having to play the explore mode. There's another square called books. This is essentially where like the Animal Crossing part of the game comes in. You can look through all the fish you caught, all the bugs you caught, all the different food you've made, and then you can also look at all the stuff that you can customize your campsite with and change it all from this menu, which kind of took me a little bit to figure out. I was trying to figure out like at camp how to change everything, but you have to do it from the main menu, which is sort of weird, but whatever. Also, I should mention, unlike Animal Crossing where you actually physically catch the bugs and the fish, the way you discover different species in this game is by completing the mini games that they're in, you know? There's different fish catching and bug catching mini games. There's like fly swatting mini games, wasp swatting mini games. Just a bunch of games that feature different animals, and then when you complete those, they get added to your little encyclopedia, which is nice. Unfortunately, it's not like a museum or anything you walk through and see everything in person. It's kind of just like a menu you scroll through, and then you can see all the species that you've collected and whatnot. And then the last remaining square on the main menu is called Explore. This is like your campaign mode, your story mode, even though there's not really a story in this game. It's basically the levels you play through. There's a grand total of 6 places on the Explore map to visit, one of them being your camp. So the camp doesn't actually have mini games. You just click on the little site with a tent on it and you can go to your camp, which if you've been collecting stuff throughout the levels, you can see it here. And besides the campground, there's a bunch of different biomes. Like there's a beach biome, there's like a deep forest biome, there's like a snowy mountain biome. They're all locked when you start out. I think you have to start out on the beach one if I remember correctly. And then as you click on a new biome, there's a bunch of circles or it starts out as one, right? There's one circle, you play through that level and complete it, and then it then branches out to more levels, and then branches out more. Some levels have more levels in them, I guess I would say. I don't know, it's hard to explain because there's a bunch of levels within these biomes too, right? So it's kind of hard to explain what I'm talking about here. So let me take you through what you do in a level within Camping Mama. You click on a level to start it, and then it'll give you a brief overview of where you need to end up to find either your mom or your dad at the end of the level. And then it just says explore, time to explore. So every level is linear and there's the same stuff within each level. Same stuff meaning there's treasure chests, which you can open up to either get hearts, a new piece of equipment for your camp, or sometimes it's even a mini game that tricks you into being a mini game. There's various animals that you have to walk around the map, and if you collide with them, they either give you a mini game if it's the first encounter, or they just take a heart of your health. You have 8 hearts total. I have not died once in this game. I think it's pretty hard to die in this game. I don't even know what happens if you die in this game. You'd have to be really horrible at this game, or probably under the age of 3. So there's a bunch of different ways you can even play this. You can just go straight to the end. Sometimes it's a requirement. Like sometimes your parent will require you to bring like 4 buckets of water, 4 logs, 4 different fish or something like that. And then other times you just walk to the end and then do their mini game that they have on the billboard. There's also multiple billboards throughout the level that have certain mini games on them that you need to do to 100% them, to 100% the level anyway. So yeah, that's really it. You just make your way through this linear level, do the objective if there is one, and then once you get to the end, you get a rating of how you performed on all the mini games. So when I went through each level, I made it a mission to literally find every single item in the game that I could and do all the mini games, just because I'm a collector. I just go for it, man. I just like to go for it. I wanted to get as much as I could before I was done playing the game, and there's actually still a handful of stuff I'm missing, as well as a few mini games I haven't discovered yet, but I feel like I've put enough time into this game where it's like, okay, I'm ready to move on now. That being said, this probably won't be the longest episode, but we'll see how long it goes for. So yeah, that's all I'm really going to explain for the Explore mode. There's not really that much to this game, guys. It's like WarioWare in the sense where there's not really a story. There's kind of a story in WarioWare, and WarioWare is kind of like micro games. These are more like mini games. These are like, you take a minute to beat them. WarioWare, you kind of take like anywhere from like 5 to 10 seconds to beat a game typically, but in this game, it's more like 60 seconds. But still, as a minigame enjoyer, as a Mario Party enjoyer, I just love these types of games, man. I can really just sink my teeth into them. I will say, one of the more annoying parts of this game is that there's a bunch of repeat minigames. Unfortunately, I think repeat minigames, they were okay when you got like the fun ones, but there were kind of annoying ones that kept repeating as well. Like I think the ones in particular where you have to spread the leaves and then smack all of the little mosquitoes is just annoying. Maybe it's partially on the DS touchscreen as well, because I don't know if this thing, if it just doesn't perform well, or if mine is so old that the screen isn't all that great anymore. I did calibrate it a bunch of times like you can do on the DS before you start playing, and I did that. But I just felt like some of the mini games, I don't know, like I was swiping, it just wasn't working. I probably should have put this thing in my 3DS to play it because it's obviously like more improved technology. But I wanted to just play it on the old DS to kind of experience it how it was back then, you know? I mean, I really don't know what else to say about this game, guys. It's just a very solid, fun, short experience, which is very welcome to me. I enjoy the short, fun game that doesn't drag on too long, personally. It just took me a couple nights to blow through, and here it is on the fucking podcast a week later. One thing I forgot to mention that I'll just mention really quick. Good soundtrack, not a very diverse soundtrack. There's like 3 or 4 different songs in this game that I play, although they are pretty good. I like all the characters. I like the Asian accents at the end too. Like every time you get a gold medal, your mom will go, "Wow, even better than mama." Or your dad will go, "Wow, you're giving Papa a run for his money." I don't know, very wholesome, very charming. You could also change the clock in the menu. There's a clock that runs out every time you play a mini game, and you could change it from like to a watermelon, a sunflower, like a skull, all sorts of different customizations. So it's just cool that they had the options there, you know, for a game like this. It's something I wasn't really expecting. As far as Rechat of the Week goes, guys, I don't know if I can do it this week, man. 1, I don't know if I can find reviews of this game anywhere, and 2, it's just too wholesome of a game. Like I can't possibly shit on somebody that likes this game, or I probably can't even find anybody that hates this game in general. I'm not going to go looking. It's too wholesome. It's too kid-friendly, you know? It's like calling Hello Kitty retarded or something. Like, I just can't bring myself to do it, guys. I'm too nice for that. I'm too nice. So here's what I will say. If you've played this game, if you know what it is, and you'd enjoyed it, you're Chad of the Week this week, man. If you are a Chad if you've played Camping Mama Outdoor Adventures, I respect the fuck out of you. Would I recommend this game? Would I recommend Camping Mama? I think I would. I think I would. It's really good for any skill level. Just starting out, give this to your son or daughter. I'm sure they'll enjoy it. 90-year-old decaying grandparent, give it to them. I'm sure they'd try it. I'm sure they'd maybe find something in it. Me personally, I like the WarioWare games better. I think they're more funny. I think the games in general are just more fun and more innovative. There's a million of the WarioWare games too. I'm sorry if it's dishonest to compare this and WarioWare, because I know they're kind of the same thing, but they're kind of not. I will say I did like exploring the maps. I kind of wish they would do it like something like that in WarioWare instead of just the mini games and cutscenes. At the end of the day, yes, I would recommend it. It's probably not up everyone's alley though, for sure. Definitely more of a chill mindset, not really a challenge at all, just a fun experience to play through. So yeah, W episode, man, W episode. Let's wrap it up with just what I'm playing like we normally do every week. What's Jerry been playing? I've been playing a lot of Overwatch, man. Season 13 just dropped. They teased the Freaks. It's like a new faction, I guess, on the control map Oasis, which is pretty cool. The spawn room is like all messed up. It's very cool. I've been playing some Mechabellum as well. I love Mechabellum. It's like an auto battler, mech, chess, robot game. It's pretty interesting. I would recommend it. I highly recommend it. I would definitely look it up and see if it's something maybe in your alley. I'm going to start playing a game on the N64 for episode number 25 because 25 is kind of a milestone episode, man. So I want to play a game from the past that I like a lot, but that's not like a certain core game. It's not going to be like a Zelda or a really hard-hitting title from my childhood. I just want it to be like a little blast from the past, one that I enjoyed very much, but not. It's very uncommon though. So I'll leave you with that. And that's really it, guys. That's really it. I haven't really been into the single player too much besides Camping Mama here. So I would definitely give Cooking Mama a try now. I'm not going to buy the games, although I will if they're like super cheap or on sale. However, if I come into one somehow, yeah, I'd give it a try. I don't know if it's like Camping Mama in the sense where it's just like camping related or cooking related mini games, I guess, because this was more like camping related outdoor style mini games. I'm assuming Cooking Mama would be, cooking style related mini games, but I have no idea. I haven't looked anything up about it yet. So let me know. Let me know in the comments. Is it a good game? I'll check it out if it is. But yeah, that's going to do it, guys. This is going to be probably the shortest mainline episode in history, but I just don't want to milk out time on these shorter games that really just don't require that much explanation, It's a quick game. I played it quick. We're going to put out a quick episode and just move on. So that's going to be that. And I honestly like it better this way. Not every episode needs to be a half hour to an hour long, so... Isn't it crazy how much I've improved these, by the way? I used to do from like an hour from Plants vs. Zombies, and I've cut them down to a half hour now. It's just crazy what editing can do and what more explanation can do, or what simpler explanation can do. I've been behind the mic since March now doing this, and I feel like I've improved a lot over the years, so I'm just kind of excited to see where it goes, man. And yeah, it's very exciting. I love doing the podcast. I know I mentioned it before, but I have a full-time job. This is something I kind of just do on the side that I want to just revisit all these episodes years into the future, like when I'm like 60 or 70, just to see what little retarded me was like back then playing these games. But yeah, this isn't the first brand new game I've played for the podcast. That was Saints Row 22. This is the second brand new game I've played for the podcast. Everything else I've played before, and I'm just revisiting. So this is a brand new game to me, and I really liked it, man. Camping Mama Outdoor Adventure. Very solid game. Very, very solid game. So that's going to do it, guys. Thank you so much for listening. That's going to do it, guys. I'll leave you with a hint for next week's episode. You wear them on your hands, and it's an N64 game. So there it is, man. Thank you so much for listening. Have a nice day. Have a nice week. Have a nice weekend. Exercise. Drink water, you fat piece of shit. Goodbye, Pete.